Hello everyone, my name is Amelia Lively, and thank you for attending today's presentation on dwarf genetics in rabbits. I've raised rabbits for the past 15 years, and I've shown them through American Rabbit Breeders Association shows as well as 4-H. With the increase of rabbit exhibitors in Ohio over the past year, I've chosen to base my presentation today on discussing a gene responsible for causing two separate birth defects in rabbits. The two defects, known commonly as peanuts or big uglies, can cause really detrimental problems to a rabbitry's breeding program. Knowing how to properly identify the disorders, how they occur, and how to deal with them are key in raising certain breeds of rabbits. Knowing how to identify these disorders is crucial to anyone raising animals. The first thing to understand is that not all breeds are affected by the same disorders. According to the Nature Trail, an informational website for rabbit breeders, peanuts and big uglies can only occur in rabbits that carry the dwarf gene. The Netherland dwarf is the most popular breed known for this gene, but American fuzzy lops, dwarf hobbits, Holland lops, Jersey woolies, lionheads, mini rexes, and mini satins are also carriers of the gene. In these rabbits, both peanuts and big uglies have certain visible traits that can be used to identify them. The easiest of the two to identify is peanuts. Peanuts will easily be identified by both their size and their shape. As described in the American Netherland Dwarf Rabbit Club guidebook, the peanut is smaller than a normal kit or baby rabbit and will have a shrunken body with underdeveloped hindquarters, with a domed head with bulging eyes and a narrow muzzle. Peanuts are commonly believed to have been born without a complete digestive tract, and without the ability to digest necessary nutrients from their mom, they will eventually die. Peanuts usually die within 1 to 3 days naturally. However, there have been rare cases of them surviving longer. Big uglies or false dwarfs can be harder to identify. The term big ugly does not necessarily mean the rabbit itself is ugly. It just means that it does not fit the standard set for the breed. At birth, there's hardly any difference between them and a normal kit. There may actually not be any differences between the two for several weeks. After a few weeks, however, you will start to notice that the big ugly rabbit will be larger in size than its siblings and will have larger individual body parts such as ears and feet. So how do these disorders occur? The first thing to understand is how genetics work. This is a Punnett square, which some may recognize from biology class. A Punnett square is a diagram that is used to predict an outcome of a particular cross or breeding experiment. The diagram is used by biologists to determine the probability of an offspring having a particular characteristic. This particular square shows the probable outcomes of breeding two show dwarfs. True dwarfs are considered heterozygotes for the dwarfing gene represented by the upper and the lowercase lettering. The dwarfing gene is considered a recessive trait. Peanuts, as homozygotes, possess both of the lethal peanut dwarf gene. False dwarfs are also homozygotes, but they possess both the non-lethal normal genes. Since normal dwarf rabbits carry one of each gene, the probable outcome, as demonstrated by the Punnett square, is that you will get a 25% chance of having a false dwarf, 25% chance of having a peanut, and 50% chance of having a normal shoulder rabbit. So how do we deal with these disorders? Each disorder requires different methods to deal with them. With peanuts, most breeders tend to cull them immediately. However, some let them expire on their own since they rarely live past 1 to 3 days. However, if you choose to let the peanut expire on its own, you have to be sure to remove the peanut from the nest as soon as you notice it's dead to prevent the spread of disease to the other rabbits. False dwarfs, on the other hand, can prove very useful to the breeder. Although the false dwarf rabbit cannot be shown due to it not meeting the description of the breed in the American Rabbit Breeders' Standards of Perfection, there is nothing necessarily wrong with the rabbit itself. So long as there are no other health problems, a breeder can sell the rabbits as pets. Other breeders may find false dwarfs extremely useful in their breeding programs. False dwarfs, since they do not carry the dwarf gene, can be bred to true dwarfs to produce litters with no chance of peanuts. The litter percentage of this pairing is 50% true dwarfs and 50% false dwarfs. Some breeders prefer this since the true dwarf percentage remains the same. However, they need to sell off or cull more of the big ugly rabbits. In conclusion, breeding any species of animal can be tricky, so it is important to know what problems can arise before they happen so that you can be prepared. Thank you.